Alright, so if you're checking out your 3D hand model, we'll just take a closer look at it. At the moment it's in smooth preview mode. We're going to go ahead and change it just to its kind of regular mode and view it that way for now. So you've done a pretty good job with your edge flow here and getting everything flowing smoothly and correctly. A couple little things here. Just in this area, for example, we've got our polygons kind of stretching pretty far to kind of make it over in this direction. Alright, so that might be an indication that you'll want to adjust the way your thumb is connecting just a little bit. Okay, so for example, we may want to grab some of these verts and just kind of move them a little bit to sort of adjust the flow. Now that I'm looking at this, I have noticed that you've got your hand coming down this way. Okay, so you've got your finger here coming down, and then just kind of going into the thumb here. All right, just kind of flying off that way. And it probably would be better at this point to actually continue that line down through this thumb area. All right, to kind of make it a little easier to attach the thumb without causing all this big stretching that we're seeing right here as this is coming all the way across over this way. Okay, so let's just kind of retopologize this a little bit while we're here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and come up to Edit Mesh. We'll go with our interactive split tool, and we'll just bring this line that's coming down from the finger here, and we'll just bring it through this thumb area to kind of alleviate some of what we've got going on here. Okay. Now, you'll probably notice if I come down here, we're going to make a triangle, but we can fix that, so, we're just going to go ahead and set that there for now. All right. We've also made a triangle up here as well, but again, we'll deal with that in just a moment. Okay. So, again, right in this area, we've got things kind of folding on top of one another, all right? So, this polygon here is kind of folding over the top of our thumb here, all right? So we really we want to pull those out a little bit so that we can kind of see what's going on. You never really want anything to be just totally tucked up underneath this geometry, okay? And I think at this point, what I'm going to do is just kind of grab this entire thumb area. I'm just going to rotate it just a little bit to help alleviate some of this stretching that we're seeing here. Okay. It's not going to look very pretty at first, but that's okay because we can always go back in and readjust things. Okay. So it's looking a little less stretched out. This I think I'm going to bring forward as well. Try to deal with some of that stretching. So, you know, again, this is just a lot of small adjustments. Okay, so we pulled things out there a little bit. Now I'm gonna kind of rework the topology of the hand here and how we kind of have it set up. All right, because at the moment we've got, as I said, you know, a lot of stretching going on. We don't necessarily want that. So what I'm gonna do is actually come up to Edit Mesh. I'm gonna use my Merge Vertex tool. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this triangle that I've got going on right here. I'm just going to merge those together, okay? Now you notice that did create a triangle right there, and that's alright. So I'm actually going to move this edge that we've got going up this way now. I'm going to move that so that it's flowing down this way, alright? And I'm also going to move some of these guys around as well, okay? So next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is actually set up my geometry in this area to make room for all these changes that I'm going to make. All right, I'm going to need some extra geometry in here. And the reason for that is because, you know, we really have this low density area over here as far as polygons go. All right, so, you know, it's not too much going on over here. And then as we come into this thumb area, we really have quite a few edges feeding into the hand. Okay, so we're going from, you know, pretty open space here to some pretty dense geometry. So we're gonna just kind of help alleviate that flow a little bit better. Okay. So I'm just going to grab these two faces, and I'm going to go ahead and go to Edit Mesh, and I'm going to do an extrusion. Now, of course, anytime that you do an extrusion, you want to make sure that you immediately scale, rotate, or move that extrusion so that you don't wind up with any faces sitting on top of faces, which will cause all kinds of problems. So just make sure that you just go ahead and scale that in right away as soon as you've done the extrusion. Alright? So basically what we're going to be doing here is taking, you know, this kind of low density area and connecting it to a higher density area over here. Alright? So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this second triangle that I created when I brought the finger down this way. Alright? So I'm going to go to Edit Mesh. I'm going to use my Merge Vertex tool, and I'm just going to merge this vertex right here with the one in the corner here, and that's going to get rid of that triangle that I created and kind of replace it with this nice four-sided polygon. Of course, it does create another triangle up this way, but that's alright because we're actually going to reroute the direction that we're taking that edge. So I'm just going to kind of bring this down this way for now. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and reroute this edge that I've got going off this way. So that's now going to come down and join up with this kind of new edge that I've got going on over here. Alright. So Edit Mesh, Interactive Split Tool. I'm going to start right there. And I'm going to take this down to this new edge that I've created in my extrusion right here, okay? I'm just going to hit enter to complete that. Alright. And now that we've done that, let's kind of clean up this area a little bit. I'm going to get rid of this old edge that's going down the way over here where we don't want it anymore. I'm just going to go to Edit Mesh, Delete Edge Vertex to get rid of that. Okay. And I'll also, I think, use my Merge Vertex tool, which is right here. And I'll just merge these two as well to kind of get rid of these little triangles that we've got going on. I also have a triangle here, so I'm going to go ahead and merge that. Now, I also decided that I don't want this edge going up this way anymore. Okay, I'm actually going to bring it down to this direction. Alright, so we'll go to Edit Mesh, and we're going to use our Interactive Split tool, and I'm going to bring this down this way instead. Okay, we'll go ahead and get rid of the old edge that we had there using Edit Mesh, Delete Edge Vertex. So now it's coming down this way. Alright, now the problem is that this one is also coming through this way, so we actually want to move that down by one, which is going to be coming down to this kind of new edge that we've created here. Alright, so we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Interactive Split tool. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to actually take it down to right here, to this new sort of edge that I created when I did my extrusion. Alright, I'll hit enter. Now, of course, we've got these two little triangles here, so we want to get rid of those. We're just going to use our Merge Vertex tool and just merge those two together. So they're now one. And when we did that, we kind of rerouted this over to this way, so we no longer want it going over this way. So we can get rid of this edge as well using Edit Mesh, Delete Edge Vertex. So basically, we've kind of taken this high density area down into the palm here and sort of sectioned it out into a lower density area, and we've kind of alleviated some of the severe stretching that we had going on as well. Okay, now of course the shaping here at the moment is not that pretty, so you will have to actually go through and deal with these verts and shaping this palm area in a way that that feels like a natural flow and makes sense. All right. Just make sure that you are looking at this from multiple angles all the time. All right. So you may want to move that down a little. Make sure that you're just checking this out from a lot of different angles to really help you get that palm shape down, and to make sure that you don't have any kind of jagged, zigzaggy lines going on. All right. This one as well, I'm going to grab and just rotate a little bit. So it's kind of up to you to even these things out as best you can. All right, but you want to make sure that you have sort of a nice flow going on, that things kind of naturally flow into one another. Okay, so this should kind of just sort of nicely curve into the finger here. Okay, and this as well should just sort of gradually curve. Okay, so it should be sort of a gentle curve. And again, look at it from multiple directions, because it might look nice one way, but it may not another way. Alright, so be careful about that. Alright, just another quick thing here. Your knuckles are looking pretty good. I mean, you've got all the geometry that you need in there. Just be careful, you know, that they're kind of retaining that nice round shape. For example, right here you got kind of, it's sort of rounded here, and then it's kind of dipping inwards and squaring off a little at the bottom here. So really pay attention to your shaping when you're working on things like this, alright? And your spacing as well, you'll want to try and pay attention to. So I might bring these up a little, for example, and maybe bring them in. I might bring this down and just try to retain kind of a rounded shape. I probably would also bring these up. And again, you'll have to look at everything from multiple angles to make sure things are looking nice, no matter which direction you're viewing them from. Alright, let's bring those guys up as well to round out this shape. Okay, and I'll probably also bring them in a little bit. So ideally, you're going to want your knuckles to really look something like this. Just a little rounder, maybe. Okay, so it's just kind of an oval shape. And from the side, you know, it should be this nice curve, like so. So, you know, right here we're going to get this kind of jagged edge thing going on. Well, you want to avoid that if we can, or anywhere where you're seeing this kind of round shape and then suddenly it's just swooping inwards or anything like that you want to go ahead and deal with. So make sure you got that nice soft round shape on the knuckles. I did move things a little bit around when I was working in the palm area here, and that's just to kind of improve on our spacing a little bit. Okay, you want your spacing to be fairly even, meaning, you know, if you've got a polygon that's roughly this size right here, then the one next to it, if possible, should be about the same size, okay, unless you start getting into areas where you are condensing your geometry, alright? So rather than having a great big polygon next to a little tiny one, next to a medium-sized one, you want to keep them all roughly similar size, alright? To just help things flow a little more smoothly. Okay, so, you know, as soon as I move things around here, I do have to go ahead and continue all the way around the hand, okay, and clean up things over here as well, right? So again, you don't want these great big long stretchy polygons next to these little teeny tiny short ones, so it's probably a good idea to move those back a little bit. And to move these guys forward a little bit. And that's going to help make things a lot cleaner and easier to work with in the end for you, okay? So that's it for this review. Let me know if you have any questions about anything that we went over today or anything at all. And happy modeling!